The time series data are monthly observations of average daily shipping earnings. In this example, the date refers to average earnings for VLCC vessels. For example, in May 1990, average earning for VLCC per day was $24,233. The purpose of this tutorial is to illustrate the data and do basic statistical analysis. The date for each observation is reported in the data column by selecting a cell, holding down the Control and Shift buttons, and pressing down a button. We can select the full time series and can see that the sample starts from 1990 and ends in 2014. The second column reports VLCC freight level earnings. If we click on the time series part of the figure, it will select the relevant data. We explained in our lessons how to calculate returns and provided the formula. The third column here is returns, which you need to calculate by computing the natural logarithm of the difference between two consecutive observations. The first task is to describe and illustrate the data. There are 3 columns shown in the data with 3 heading date, earnings, and returns. Returns are not calculated yet. We start by illustrating the data. So we select all data, and you can see I'm showing keystrokes on the screen, and then go to Insert tab, and then in the chart section, I can select a chart and create a nice graph that captures tankers earning over time. But these earnings are level prices, and as we explained in our lessons, we want to calculate returns. It may be useful to point out that by clicking any part of the chart, we can adjust the format for that part and improve the appearance. To repeat the same for returns, we need to first calculate freight returns. In Excel, when you insert the equal sign, you start writing functions, and you can get help by clicking on the formula section that shows you all available formulas grouped in different categories. Now we input the return formula we had in the lesson, which is the difference between the natural logarithm of 2 consecutive observations. Obviously, I cannot calculate it for the first observation because I don't have a previous observation. I only can do it for the following one. Then we need to change the format of the cell to percentage. So we can go here and just click on percentage. We can go here and click on percentage. We can add a decimal point. 1 decimal point is enough at this stage. And then we just double click here when we have the plus sign, and then we can see the data or the equation replicated for the whole sheet. We can include that in the same graph or have another graph. To include that in the same graph, we can select the graph and expand the data, just a line, because both of them are measured on the same index, on the same scale, which is incorrect because one is in dollars or level prices, and the other one is percentage. What we can do is change the chart. We go to Chart Design. Then we click on the Change Chart type, and here we can go to Combo, and then we can select different axis. You can say, give me earnings on the second axis. What we really want to do is to have 2 figures here. So we are going to copy this figure and paste it here. By clicking on the time series, we've got earnings, which we will move here, and make sure to move the title as well. And you can see how we have 2 figures. The first one is freight levels. The other one is returns. I can get rid of this or move it down by changing format axis by double-clicking, I can get the format axis here and then find the right place to move this. Go to Labels and next to Axis, and then you can change this to Low, and it will move down, or I can make it disappear if I'm not interested in the dates for this one. We have illustrated the data that will give us an idea of the range of the data. The second part is to provide descriptive analysis of the data. We have the formulas, but Excel can provide this information for us and calculate all of that. We can do this in different ways. We are going to use a tool that is available in Data. To add this to your spreadsheet, go to File, Options, where you'll see Add-ins. In Add-ins, click on the Analysis Toolpack. For me, it is in the Active Application Add-ins, but it will most likely be in the Inactive Application Add-ins. Double-click and make it is available in the Active Application Add-ins. Also make sure that Excel Add-ins is selected. Once you press Go, you have a number of check boxes. Select the Analysis Toolpack and press OK, and it will appear in the Data tab. Once you have that, click on the data and it will open all these different things you can do in Excel, which is relevant to an analytics or basic statistics analysis. So what we want is descriptive statistics. Click on the descriptive statistics and another box opens, which asks us to input the data that we want to do descriptive statistics for. We will do the example on earnings. Select all earnings starting from the label and go all the way down. Indicate that the first cell is a label and then ask to post the results in a new worksheet. I'm also asking for summary statistics. Press OK and you can see all the data. We've looked at earnings and returns, and what we have done is just looked at the information that matters to us based on what we discussed in our lessons. We also looked at two samples here. We looked at the full data and we provided an analysis for only the last 4 years. You may want to try this for the last year or compare a certain period with another.